Crazy as fuck. Go ahead, guys. Go ahead.
I have seen them.
And
Um,
that's another thing. Just because you're married doesn't guarantee a successful marriage. You can't blame black people who don't want to get married. You keep saying it's the men.
Uh,
There's a lot of women that don't want to get married.
but why? Why don't they
Venus,
want to get married?
You're echoing back. The
Okay.
things kind of bad.
Venus is just a
Appreciate it.
classic representation of speaking through bias. I don't know if it's her perspective that it's only black men who are displeased with the behavior of the women in their community, because you see all different men who are expressing the same displeasure. This is now mainstream behavior among women of all different races. You have women coming from all over the world. When they come into Western cultures, they start behaving in this manner of thinking their men are lesser than and thinking that their men can't achieve. And they're all trying to aim for the top. So I think it's magnified in the black community. But to say that all black men are X or all black men are Y is ridiculous.
Okay, I didn't say all black men or anything, and I didn't say it's only a black issue. So I would appreciate if you do not put words in my
Well,
mouth. I
when
didn't
you
say any
say
of that.
things, yes, because by not excluding, like we heard a very nice disclaimer when the other lady mentioned Jewish people, and she had to make 3 disclaimers saying she's not speaking about all. But I never heard you once say that you're not referring to all black men. You just make these blanket statements that black men are weak, black men can't protect, black men can't do this, they can't build. And I think it's very representing of your view of black men, perhaps your past with black men or the black men that you've dealt with.
You are correct. I didn't. So let me make it clear. I think a minority of black men, this doesn't apply to them. But I do think there's way too many that it does apply to, right? In terms of the blaming, because you use the word like displeasure. You said there are other groups who have displeasure, right, with the women. I'm talking about blaming women for your state. Those are two different things, right? So you can have displeasure with anything, but when you're blaming the quote unquote weaker vessel for your circumstances, your failure to produce, that's weakness.
Wait,
It
that
just
seems to be a
is.
different thing than what you were talking about the entire last bunch of what you were talking about.
No, it really isn't. It's very simple. I use the words
It's the same.
blaming
Oh,
women and it's weakness, and I meant it. I'm not changing my perspective. That's what I said.
I'm sorry. I'm not very smart, so you gotta sometimes explain things better for me.
And the other thing is, I don't. When he says, "Well, I need to mention other communities," is not only black. You know what you just did? It's like if I slap somebody and then somebody I get in trouble and then I go, "Oh, but they're slapping people too." That doesn't mean that I get to slap people. It's like you guys always want to scapegoat and deflect onto what everyone else is doing when
No,
somebody
no,
is
I
acknowledging you for
understand.
what you're doing.
No, I understand what you're
So
saying,
don't
and I
talk to me about
understand.
other groups. I'm talking about
No, no,
my
no, no,
group.
no. I
That's it.
understand that you're invested in this group, and that's why that I totally understand. I just wanted to be clear and make sure or have clarity with the perspective you're bringing. Are you saying that it's only black men who are blaming black women? Because I would make the
So
argument that there are a
mhm.
lot of men, the men that are underachievers do usually blame the women of all races.
Again, I'm talking about my group. I don't know, and I really don't care what other groups are doing, to be honest.
Okay, so
So I can't tell you what they're
would you
doing. I don't know.
admit that there's a large percentage of black men who don't blame black women for their problems?
So that's where I can't really say it. So I know there are men, of course, they don't all do it, but when you say large percent, I'm really not sure, to be honest. A lot of the rhetoric I hear is blame shifting. So I can't really say if it's
You know what's ironic? Anytime someone has a critique of black people, you know what's the first thing who knows what is the first thing black people say? Anytime there's a critique of black people, the first thing
Oh,
they
you're
say
racist.
is no.
It's
But
racism.
but the
What about the
white
other people?
man over there. Every
No, you're right.
time there's a critique of black people, they immediately
Well,
start saying, but the white man over there. Their entire life is a comparison to white people.
and I specifically said let's not do that. So why are you bringing it up?
relevant
Like, are y'all
because
slow? Are you slow? That was my
Venus,
whole
if I could
point.
go back
I
to
was
what
saying
you were,
let's not
what you
do it.
said in like your I want to say monologue just a little bit because you had the floor. You mentioned why are black men not doing this or that. I think it's on an individual basis. If you want to go and design bridges, go get a degree in structural engineering. If you want to be an electrician, go be an apprentice. It's on an individual person doing things. And I don't think it's even fair to cast a monolith on people who actually do things. It doesn't even
So
make sense.
can you hear me? Because this is going to be the third time now that I've said
No, I can.
clearly not all. This is going to be the third time now. Clearly not all. I've said this. So why do you guys keep on responding and saying everyone's not a monolith? I've already acknowledged that.
Oh, that's my bad because I didn't hear you say it the other 3 times. My bad. Just the entire my point is people are going to do what people are going to do individually, and they're going to get merit on their merit basis depending on how they succeed at life. And to take statistics of how those people end up, that feels disingenuous as like, oh hey, people doing this good or this bad. It doesn't feel like that's a realistic metric of
Why not?
anything that needs to be like, because what are you going to do with that metric?
Think
Are you
about
going to
it.
complain
Think
about
about
it?
it.
Are you going to make legislation about it? Or wait,
Well,
hang
think
on.
about
Is
it.
hang on. I'm hearing my mic coming back through her. Is my mic like clear and everything, or is my mic bad right now? I'm good to go. Okay, that's I think I was making a good point. It's all on individual people, and to try and take a collective sampling of people who've succeeded at the top tier of performance of their fields and taking what are these statistics of their like colors of skin feels disingenuous to the to like anything happening in the real world, because not everybody's doing that. People are doing like normal jobs.
Right. So the reason I deem it necessary is because you mentioned the word individualistic, right? Industries are
I
not
probably did, yeah.
industries are not functioning because of individual. Okay, corporations aren't run because of an individual. Governments are not run because of an individual. So
Oh no,
my
they are.
issue,
they absolutely
no,
are.
they're not.
They
Those
100% are.
Absolutely, they are.
so there's one person, one individual who's just doing it.
No. There's a few
That's not what
individuals
that
that are
means.
hired for these roles that make it operate,
So
depending
my
on what the roles
point,
are.
actually, my issue with my own community is what you're talking about. It's the individualistic mindset. Black people in this country cannot afford to have an individualistic mindset, because if we look at the other
I
groups, right?
disagree.
Like we when we look at the other groups who are thriving, we love to talk about the small hat community. Do they look like they move individualistically? No,
To a
they
certain
don't.
extent, they absolutely do. Yeah.
No, they don't.
That's
No, they
also an
don't.
entirely different
That's the
conversation with
reason.
small hats.
Yeah,
The reason you
they're
guys even reference them is because they're a big, huge movement. There's not no one. No, if we look at anyone else, you guys will say like, oh, the Indians are dominating in tech, right? This group's dominating this. This group dominates in that. So you guys can acknowledge when people work together as a group and it works for them. But if you want to
I
turn around and
disagree.
tell,
yeah,
wait,
but
hold on.
how
Hold
I
on.
would
You're 100%
Then you want to turn
correct,
around and
Venus.
tell black
The
people they
Indians
should be
move as one
individuals, and that's
no,
group.
what
because
got us
look,
here in the
how
first
how
place. Listening to people like y'all tell us to be divided while y'all secretly got together and built around us. And I'm trying to
how
get
I
black people to
would
understand they need to stop listening to y'all and stop with the individualistic
we
mindset,
should
because
listen
on
to
the
you. We
grand
should listen
scheme,
to women
it
ranting on the
doesn't
internet
work.
for sure.
Is
That's
she
Well,
incorrect
you don't even
though?
seem American. I
That's
don't really.
false. Is
Nobody should
Venus
listen to you about this. I
incorrect?
don't know.
You're saying
But
listen to
listen.
women.
Venus,
How
Gio,
it
Venus
works in a large
incorrect.
corporation,
go ahead,
right?
Kiss.
You mentioned
Large
the
in a
Indians.
large
She's correct.
corporation.
The Indians move as one collective unit in tech. Yes, they do. The
You
Jews,
need
once again, they move as one unit, as a collective. Even Judaism itself, the focus is the family. Judaism itself, the rabbi has significant power and control over his synagogue, his group. Even that word rabbi,
Hey,
shepherd,
Kest, I want to hear from
flock,
you. I'm
the
looking at my Discord
shepherd
back.
leading the flock. So you're complaining about what she's saying, but you're not stating that she's incorrect.
What I wanted to say is that when you look at a corporation like Amazon, for example, right? Amazon has certain standards and guidelines on the top end of their management. Of, let's use efficiency, for example. Amazon could have the most efficient playbook in the world. If they don't rely on efficient individuals and efficient laborers, their company will not be efficient. The Jewish people, why they are so good at what they do, is because on an individual level, they are taught principles and values which construct the collective of the Jewish people. The values that Black people hold are not constructive values. So on an individual level, if every person was more constructive as opposed to destructive, there would be a collective of Blacks that are constructive.
So you're kind of saying what I just said. Do you realize that?
Yes, Venus.
I'm
he
agreeing
picked
with
up
you,
on
but
that.
you're kind of
Venus, he
casting out
picked up on
you're
that.
casting out
Everything
the
you said.
responsibility of individuals, where that's
Here's
where I
the-
disagree. But these things are not black and white, no pun intended. These things, it's very, there's a lot of nuance. So I think on an individual level, right? We had Bob talking about that just the other day. He was taught by his family to always do the best for himself. And if every Black person in America taught that to their children and practiced that actively, there would be a collective of Blacks who are excelling. It's not going to come from the top down. Just as I said, Amazon can't just decide that everyone's going to be efficient and hire inefficient people. They have to hire people that go along with their vision.
If I can tag along on the back of that
Right.
end,
So
if fathers teach their sons to do good things, then good things will happen. But there's a big problem in some demographics about that.
Here's the thing about Black group and moving together in Black group politics. Two things about that. One is you have to be Democrat, and two is you have to always make sure that the woman is in the forefront. If it's never been shown to be accurate, look at the Kamala Harris election. The Kamala Harris election told you everything about Black group politics. Stay on code was vote for this woman, this brown woman, not a Black woman. Vote for this brown woman that we deemed Black for the moment.
Well, that was gonna be my
Right
question.
now, oddly enough, Kamala Harris sat right up there and said to you, Negroes, I ain't doing nothing for you Black people. And y'all still stood there and said, but we got to vote for her. And anyone or any man or woman that decided they were not going to vote for her, how did the so-called move on one accord Black people react?
Venus, he's rambling. He's not.
yeah, I'm not. This man threatened to slice my throat for no reason. I'm not acknowledging.
And Bob, you are correct, Bob.
He's a weirdo. I'm not.
It was a
acknowledging
pretty succinct question.
And Bob,
Anybody-
you are correct.
threatening to slice
He
throat.
restated the
Like, I
question
don't-
twice.
Nothing,
I don't know what he's talking
nothing to say with. It's like he's speaking in a completely different language, and he's not listening to what you are saying.
Yeah, he just
I know
went
you
somewhere
wouldn't
else. I
understand
don't know what
questions
he's
to
talking about.
ponder. I
The
know you
family
wouldn't
is the
understand.
first collective.
You're a Black woman.
man
I
problem,
understand.
the very
You
first
don't
collective.
speak the same
Absolutely,
language.
yes, I don't.
I get it. No, I understand.
You literally
It's cool. I get it.
American Man literally
I
said the same thing
understand.
3 times.
Community. Just leave. The vast majority of Black men, they do marry outside, interracial. Then continue.
No,
Just-
that's not true. Wait. That's not true. The
No, it is.
majority of them
And-
don't marry out. That's not a fact.
Of anyone who marries out, it is Black men who do the most. Not that Black men
Successful
marry
ones.
out.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
But
In
those
terms
The
of
majority
who
of
does the
Black
most
men do not marry
interracial.
out.
compared
compared to interracial,
white
okay.
men, Asian
Gotcha.
men, Hispanic men, compared to other male demographics, Black men are the most to marry out. Not that the group itself just marries out. No,
That's not what
the vast majority
means.
of marriages are Black families, are Black men marrying Black women. That's across the board. But when they do, that demographic is number 1 times 10. So go ahead, American Man. Many of you in the live chat and on this panel, you have non-Black wives. Super duper. Just continue in that direction. If things are not working out, that there's such a discord. There's a lack of communication between
Questions to
Black men.
ponder. I'm married to a black
Please.
woman.
That's great for you. And you also threaten to Black women, but I digress.
He tried beating the shit out of that girl. He tried to slice throat over no reason. He's abusive as fuck.
Must be the Monday. 26 with all this well. Must be the Monday. Must be the Monday. That funds my lifestyle. Must be the Monday. Must be the Monday. The party's at my place.
Gimpy, Grumpy, I've seen
Is
an
it
hour,
is this
bro.
for is it for the duration of the rest
No,
of the
it's
show,
for
or
50, it's for 50 minutes. Go ahead. It's for 50 minutes.
50
Go
minutes?
ahead.
Okay, well, I'm gonna keep practicing songs for. I play bass in the church band. Sometimes I read in the lectern on Sunday. But I thought we were having a really good conversation about this topic. And I'm not black, but I thought we were still having good conversation. So no biggie. I'm not going to do anything else. I'll just hang out, but I'm going to keep practicing in the background.
Thank you so much,
you all
bro.
can check me out. But hey, keep it sexy.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, bro.
CT, can I ask you a question?
Guys, hang tight.
Must be the Monday. Must be the Monday. I've got so much blame. Must be the Monday. Must be the Monday. 26 with all this well. Must be.
Thank you so much, JM, with the $2 cash app. Why should brothers sacrifice for women like Pink? And I'm going to answer the question because Pink will tell your ass the truth. She'll tell you the truth about yourself. That's why.
But what would be the sacrifice, Chaotic? Like, I don't understand that question.
Exactly.
Because this goes back to the individualistic mindset. They think that anything that they would do to benefit her would not benefit themselves. Like, they view themselves as individuals, and it's like they spike their own selves with this thinking that I'm not gonna do for the group, not realizing you're not doing for yourself just by having that mentality. Anything that you want to hold back on that you could do also would benefit you. Genius. But because you're so hateful and want to be a quote unquote individual, I'm not doing anything for the group. You don't move ahead either.
Yep.
And CT, can I ask you a question? In your assessment, why is it do these black people think that I'm not black? If you had to take a guess as to why they say that.
I was going to say it.
CT, chaotic truth.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking. In your assessment, why is it that these people often say, "Oh, American man, you're not black"?
Because the Savage with the $2 cash app, he says, repeal the 19th Amendment. Ah, you bastard. He said, repeal the 19th Amendment. Salute to you, Savage. Hold on. Let me get it. Must be the money, too. Hang tight, guys. Hold on for 1 second. Hold on for 1 second. There you go. Savage positivity's coming your way, buddy. Salute to you, man. Guys, give Savage a big thumbs up.
Must be the Monday. Got me rolling so smooth.
He said, repeal the 19th. To answer your question, American man, there's only one answer to it. You know that, and you know the answer.
I can tell you why.
Well, let me tell American man the answer because he asked me, right? What was the question again, American man? Go ahead, buddy.
Why is it that these people continue to believe that I am not black?
Because you are going against doctrine. You are going against a religious order. You are going against black religiosity.
No,
And that's what's in.
Oh, I'm
I would love to
sorry.
answer American man. American man, you as a black man, you can't question black symbolism, black events. You can't use logic and reasoning. You can't say, hey man, maybe Rodney King should have got his ass whooped. He was speeding and no. You're a coon. They hate that. So we've turned blackness into a religion in this country. You notice whiteness is not a religion. Other groups of people don't have a religion behind them, but black people have a religion. And the moment you talk about the religion, you're ostracized, you're demonized. It goes against doctrine. You know, what in Christianity, what one word in Christianity can you say where you are, it's like a bad word in Christianity? What's that word, American Millennial, in Christianity? Or 2 words. It could be 3 words. I mean, what in Christianity can you say that's blasphemy, bro? You there, American man?
I don't know, but you can tell me.
What
Or
about
maybe
the
I
fact
do know, and
that-
I'm just not thinking of it.
What about the fact that in Christianity you can't question whether the fact that Jesus is the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost? To me, the word nigga is basically, the moment you say that, that's like saying the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, or questioning whether that is true or not. I mean, to me, it's like religion has become blackness has become